Welcome. We're moving on to our next adventure. For those of you who've been with me since day one, I appreciate y'all. For the new people, welcome. So for today, we are making shrimp tacos with the cabbage slaw. This is a good recipe and it's great for Taco Tuesday. It's a bit complicated, but fun to make. And let's get to it. For this recipe, you need a pound of clean shrimp, half teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of smoked paprika, half teaspoon of cumin, half teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of lime juice, 1/4 of a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. For the cabbage slaw, you need cabbage, 1/4 cup of red onion sliced thin, 2 tablespoons of cilantro, another pinch of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of lime juice, 1/2 teaspoon of red chili powder, 1 tablespoon of honey, and for the taco sauce you need 1 tablespoon of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of honey mustard, 1 tablespoon of sour cream, 1 tablespoon of honey, 1 tablespoon of red hot sauce, a pinch of salt, and your tortillas. This recipe, it's a bit complicated. There's 3 parts to it. You need the marinade for the shrimp, the taco sauce, and the ingredients for the cabbage slaw. But the good thing is that you're kind of using the same ingredients for all 3. So we're going to start with the marinating of the shrimp. And for this part of it, you only need 1/2 teaspoon and 1/4 of a cup. We're going to start with 1/2 of a teaspoon of paprika, salt, chili powder, cumin, cayenne pepper, 1/4 of a cup of onion and garlic powder. So it went a little over, so I'm just gonna make sure I don't pour the full cup. And now we're going to mix this. And we're going to finish it off with our lime juice. So I'm just using half of a lime. If you have the lime juice, the concentrated lime juice, just make sure you use 1 tablespoon of lime. Okay, so we're just going to set this off to the side. Now we're on to part 2, and we're making the cabbage cilantro slaw. So for this, you only need 1 cup of cabbage. So I'm just gonna cut this in half. Once you cut it, you can kind of break it. Look how pretty this looks. Okay. And then I'm gonna cut this. There's no real way to tell 1 cup of cabbage, so I'm just making an assumption here. This looks about right. I'm just gonna chop this up some. So we're gonna add this now to the bowl. If you see thick pieces, just cut them in half. So now you only need about 2 tablespoons of cilantro. So I'm just gonna split this in half, my little bunch here. And I'm gonna try to cut it as thinly as possible. It's easier if you just kind of fold it this way. Add this to the bowl. We're gonna add a tablespoon of lime. Again, if you have the concentrated lime juice, you only need 1 tablespoon. This smells awesome. Bring back that chili powder we used for the marinade. For this, you only need 1/4 of a teaspoon. 1 tablespoon of honey. 1/2 of a teaspoon of black pepper, a pinch of salt, and add it there. I'm gonna bring my mandolin out to ensure that my red onion is sliced thinly. You only need about 1/4 of a cup. There we go. We're going to mix this up. Now we're moving on to our final step for making our taco sauce. So for this, you need a tablespoon of everything except the salt. So we're gonna start with our honey. Again, remember to just pour a little bit extra because it sticks to the spoon. You need 1 tablespoon of mayo, a tablespoon of honey mustard. Perfect. 1 tablespoon of sour cream. Okay, 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. Still stuck on this spoon here. Just tapping some of the stuff off. And a pinch of salt. Okay, we're gonna stir this up. All right, so now we're gonna cook our shrimp. If you can recall from some of my other videos, if it's a sauce involved, I like to cook while I make the sauce. But today I did everything first because I really wanted to have my shrimp marinate. So here's my pan here. I put a little bit of olive oil to kind of cover the entire pan. So this is hot now. So I'm gonna lay my shrimps down. So shrimps are like the easiest thing to cook, because you know to turn them once they turn pink on one end, but they're also easy to overcook if you leave them in too long. They get really chewy. So I'm not gonna crowd the pan here. I'm just gonna add one more to the side. I'm just gonna flip it down because it looks like my olive oil is just sitting on one end. So these are ready to come out. You can see they're pink on the same side. So I'm just gonna pour them into my bowl here. So my shrimp are done, and this is what they look like. So now we're gonna move on to now heating up the tortillas. So I like flour tortillas. Some people like corn. Totally up to you. Too soon. So this process is really depends on you and how like hot or crunchy you like your tortillas. See, they start to bubble up. And that's when I know to kind of flip them. I have my 2 tortillas here. You're gonna start with the slaw. So just a little bit on this one. A little bit on this one. We're gonna add our shrimps. Then we're gonna add some sauce. So I'm just gonna drizzle it over. And if you want to be even more extra, you can add a lime wedge. I'm gonna garnish mine with a little cilantro. Not too much. And there you have it. 2 tacos. And you know I'm gonna taste this because I just have to. This is not too spicy. Has a little kick, but it's good. And my favorite part about it is the cabbage, actually. It adds a different texture to the taco because it's crunchy. So this recipe was really, really, really good. If you enjoyed it and you want to try it, make sure you take a picture and tag my Instagram page at Culinary Adventures. And make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time, bye.